throughout the life of my father. Motivation has never been a straight line in my dad, Nicholas Kashkashian Jr.'s life, even when he didn't recognize it at the time. As a kid growing up in Southampton, Bucks County, his world revolved around baseball. He practiced against brick walls, lived in batting cages, and played through junior high into high school. The early drive to be better at anything, set the foundation for how he approached the rest of his life. Improvement became instinct. By the end of high school, baseball shifted out of the picture, and something else took over: math, art, and the appeal of building things. His mother, Jane Maxwell Kashkashian, a florist who was a bouquet designer at Fooney's Nursery and Scott Florist in Philadelphia over the years, and even tried to start her own business called English Gardens. This exposed him to gardening, landscaping, and the hands-on creativity that comes with transforming physical spaces. His father, Nicholas Kashkashian Sr., and grandfather, Arsen Kashkashian Sr., exposed him to structure, responsibility, and business. Architecture seemed like the perfect intersection of all of it. He pursued landscaping and architecture in college at University of Minnesota, before later switching to finance. He was drawn to logic, numbers, and the long-term strategy behind stocks and bonds. He chose to go to Minnesota because his step-cousins were from there. Even as he pivoted academically, the things he kept creating never stopped being a quiet current in his life. The real shift came when he entered the family business. The family business is a machinery company that sells large equipment like washers, dryers, and parts to dry cleaners and hotels. The company is called Frankfurt Machinery and Associates, and it is out of Philadelphia. At first, it wasn't a passion of his, it was a practical step. But working directly with his father, grandfather, and Uncle Ron changed his direction. He saw the weight of legacy, he saw responsibility, he also saw opportunity. The business was strong, and he wanted to carve out his own role within it. He leaned into technology, designed the company's website, and even started building an online sales platform before his father passed away, something that ended up forcing him into full responsibility of the business earlier than expected. His grandfather, in particular, left a permanent mark, an Armenian immigrant whose family fled the genocide in Yozgat, Turkey, to Marseille, France, then to the U.S. This all happened soon after the genocide started in 1915. He built a life through humility, strength, and work. Through him, my dad learned where he came from and why it mattered. He grew attached to the Armenian culture he experienced through food stories and the activism his grandfather encouraged. At his grandfather's request, my dad sent letters to the presidents, senators, and representatives urging the U.S. to recognize the Armenian genocide. When the recognition finally came under President Biden, his father and grandfather had already passed in 2006 and 2009. So he especially felt the impact of being a small part of something historically meaningful and felt that he had made them proud of his work throughout the years. Neighborhood and religious community shaped him just as deeply. With a big backyard, neighborhood kids everywhere, cookouts, day camp, baseball, soccer, and Boy Scouts, he grew up in a tight, home-centered world. It was stable, supportive, and full of family. That sense of community carried into adulthood through the Christian values his family held and the cultural traditions that connected him to his heritage, like Armenian Christmas, which is on January 6th. His greatest life experiences came in stages. Going away to college gave him independence and identity. Becoming a father gave him purpose. building a family and creating a home in North Bills, PA, a beach house in Duck, North Carolina from 2006 to 2020, and a house in Ocean City, Maryland from 2021 to 2024, and good experiences for his children. These became his passion for over 2 decades. When hardship hit, especially after his parents passed, motivation shifted from ambition to survival. He kept the business alive and kept his family afloat, even when personal drive had to come to a halt for larger responsibility. Today, everything is in transition again. His motivation is sharper and more personal. Get through the divorce, rebuild, and become the strongest version of himself on the other side. He wants to learn how to be a good single father, strengthen the business after the chaos of COVID, which it is strengthened as of right now, and create a new life defined by choice, not circumstance. His passion now is forward movement, building a better future for himself, for me, and for my sisters. The biggest thing he has learned throughout life is that you always need to keep pushing forward, even through all the hard times life throws at you. His life has never been a straight line. It has been a series of evolutions, shaped by sports, creativity, culture, family, business, loss, and resilience. But through all of it, he has stayed motivated by the same core instinct he had as a kid swinging a bat against a wall, to keep improving, keep building, and keep showing up for the people he loves. Thank you.